Hello again, I am Jimbo. Welcome back to Drummond for another episode of Fendt Farm. And today is Judgment Day for our pigs. So, let's just take a quick look at our animal overview. You can see we've used up pretty much we have used up all of the food for our pigs now. They are completely eaten out of house and home. So, we have 57 pigs that we need to shuttle. So let's get transporting. First things first, we'll drop off our front loader forks. Not going to need those. Let's drop the bucket first. Get the forks into the corner. There we go. Now we need to drop the weight off. And we're looking pretty filthy, so we'll give our tractor a quick wash down as well. There we go. So the plan of action for today is to obviously transport all of our pigs to market, sell those off, and then look at maybe reinvesting that money into our cattle. We also need to work on our sheep a little bit. They're almost completely out of food and water, so we're going to have to top those guys up. Actually, that's the wrong trailer. This is the trailer that we want. There we go. So yeah, we need to work on our cattle, our sheep a little bit as well. Make sure that they have plenty of grass, plenty of water, and we also need to start prepping our fields for the next round of crops as well. So let's load up some pigs. There we go. And let's take these guys to market. So if you remember, the animal dealership is in a slightly different location to our sell points. It's this first turn off just here. There we go. This is where our wool sell point is as well. We are going to be returning these animals to market, seeing just how much money we can make for them. It won't be a lot, I know that much. Pigs individually don't sell for a great deal. However, they do. There we go. So that's how much we're going to make, 10,800 euros. And 9 pigs would cost us 27,000 euros. But you know, we're getting just over a third of that as our sale price. That is the unfortunate reality of selling pigs. They're just individually just not worth a huge amount of money. But because they breed so quickly, you can start off with a small number of pigs, and quite quickly they can actually end up, with a very large number of pigs. And that's what we've been able to do. We've been able to take a very small starting number of pigs and turn them into 57, which is quite a fair few. So while we're not going to make stellar money selling these pigs, we're going to make a decent amount. So let's continue shuttling pigs back and forth until we are out of livestock to sell. So it's time to collect the last of our pigs. These 3 little pigs. I'm sure there's a nursery rhyme out there somewhere. So let's load them up, and we'll follow these guys for the entire trip. So as you can see, we've made quite a nice tidy sum selling these guys off. We're not immediately going to reinvest. We're going to sort of assess our options. There's a piece of equipment I am interested in bringing to the farm, but it's expensive. You know, it's the IT Truck. A lot of people weren't quick enough to download that mod because it was removed from the mod store, or the mod hub, within 24 hours of being released. It turns out that it's quite unstable in certain situations. I haven't used it that much, so I haven't really experienced any of those issues myself, but I have seen quite a lot of people complaining about it flipping or tipping over. I'm not sure if they're overloading it with logs or turning too tightly, or if it's a speed related issue. If it hits a certain speed while it's loaded up, it'll start to go a little bit loopy, kind of like the flatbed low loader. I know that that's pretty much okay if you keep to slow speeds, but once you start to open up a little bit, it can suddenly become very unpredictable. So I'm seriously contemplating bringing an IT Truck onto this farm, because I think it's a good sized piece of equipment for this farm, but it's not too big, if that makes sense. Here we go, here's the last of our pigs. So there we go. Operation Sell the Pigs is complete. We have raised 68,400 euros. 68,500 euros. That's how much money we've made just by selling those pigs. So let's take a look at market prices of grains, etc. Because I am contemplating selling. Well, I was going to contemplate selling my canola, but the price is starting to go down, so I think we'll hold off on that. What else do we have that's going up? Nothing much at the moment. Sunflowers, well, we don't really have much in the way of sunflowers left, and pretty sure we sold some recently, so that price looks to be a little bit tanked. Soybean prices are pretty terrible, as you can see, but they are on the up, so maybe in the next episode we'll be selling some soybean. Let's have a look at our animal situation now. So there we go, we've cleaned out the pigs completely. All that's left now is the manure and the slurry that they generated, and we are going to use that right now. So let's leave this tractor here for now, and we'll use the 800 for this. So what we're going to do is head over to... I should probably bring the 700 back. I'm probably going to need it. We'll leave the animal trailer up there, but... what we're going to do is we're going to go pick up our manure spreader, and we're going to start spreading our fields. We'll start with field 13, and then move on to our big super field just here. And we'll gradually work our way back to our main sort of animal farm over there. And this will allow us to use up the pig manure that we have and the pig slurry that we have. And I'm going to start with one or the other, and then when that's done, then we'll switch depending on which one has the more volume. So let's see, slurry or manure, which is the one? It looks like slurry. Yeah, we're going to start with slurry. So we need our slurry tanker. Now remember, this has already been filled up. As I did say in the previous episode, I've preloaded with slurry. And this is the first time we've used this since we bought it, so... looking forward to this. So we need to turn around. It's quite tight round here. Wouldn't really be able to do this if we had silage in the BGA. Should probably park the trailer the other way around next time. So we have what, just under 16,000 litres of slurry in the tank. We'll use this up and then we'll refill from our pig slurry container and keep refilling from there until we fill, we use that all up. And then we'll switch to back to refilling from our cows here at this farm. And then the next round we'll do manure to give slurry a chance to sort of build itself back up a bit. So I shall meet you on field 13. So here we go, field 13 with slurry. So let's unfold this out. There we go. And let's get a worker going in there to start fertilising our fields. So, cows. We have 21 cows. It's not many. I think cows are what, 5,000 euros each? They are. And how many can we get in this trailer? 6. Not many at all. Okay, so what I've been thinking of buying, as I said, is the ITR Truck. So that's going to set me back 129,000 pretty much. And we do also have an animal transporter mod that goes with that now, which is this, the Art Mechanic CSP 3200. And again, it's not great numbers in terms of cows, but for everything else, sheep and pigs, it's not bad. I mean, 12 pigs and 14 sheep, that's more than we can do with the Betimax trailer that we have right now. So this is 28.5 plus 129, that's 154,000. Is that right? No. My math is terrible. 157,000. 157 and a half. Somewhere around. So around 158,000 is how much we need. Let's check out our finances. Do we have to sell something to be able to buy it? No, we don't. So yeah, let's do that. Let's buy in. That should be enough. Let's buy in an ITR truck. The only problem is now we don't have the money to. Now we don't have 90,000 euros to invest in cows. But we will have. We'll sell some grain and get that money back. Plus we've got a little bit of equipment that we can sell as well. We don't need this trailer anymore. So let's sell that. We don't need 2 water trailers anymore either, so we can sell the other water trailer and get a little bit of money back from that as well. So let's go get the second water trailer. You can see our worker there adding slurry to our fields for us. It's always kind of cool when you can just see a worker going off in the background like that, I think. So, we do have some water left in this. Now, we have to pay for water on this map because there is no free water source. So, because of that, we're actually going to take a quick detour and go empty this. I think our sheep are pretty much bone dry. So, we'll go and drown our sheep with a supply of fresh water. And then we'll go sell the trailer. I do like taking this little shortcut here. Save driving through the farmyard itself. It's so picturesque and scenic driving through there. And here we are at the sheep, so Let's give them a drink. Don't know if we'll be able to empty the entire tank, but we'll certainly be able to empty most of it, I think. Oh, there we go. Sold the whole thing. So, just how thirsty were they? Very. Their water line would have been about the same as their current feed line, so yeah, very thirsty. Alright, okay, let's try and avoid running them over, and we'll go sell this trailer. I'll just show you that little shortcut out. The way we came in. I do enjoy coming down. It's not quite so picturesque going this way, but it's still very, very scenic. There we go. Nice nifty little shortcut that. So, off to the store to go and sell this trailer. So here we are at the store. Our two Joskin trailers side by side. Let's just disconnect that. There we go. So how much can we get for these? 20 grand for our animal trailer. That's pretty good. We'll probably get about, what, 7 grand for this? 8 grand. Even better. So we're actually, we made a nice little bit of money there. Now, before we go any further, we are going to need to top this guy up and see how much of the field he actually managed to get done before he ran out. A little under half. That's not too bad, actually. For a small tank, you know, to do a little under half, that's pretty good. So let's go fill him up using our slurry at the pig farm. I certainly don't think we're going to be able to cover all of our fields using just one of these fertilizer types. I don't know if we're going to have enough slurry in total across both farm areas to actually do all of our fields, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or Superfield 5 as I started calling it, is pretty big. And if we look at our map, that's the size of the field that we're working on. That's how much of it we've done. And then you look at what we've still got to come as well. And if we see how much slurry we have left, well, hardly anything left at the pigs already. And another 32,000, so that's another, what, 2 trailers worth at our cow yard. Another 5,000 litres or so here. It's not a lot. 2 1/3 trailers worth. We'll get this field done, field 13, and beyond that, I'm not sure. Honestly, not sure. I think what we'll probably do is skip 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, Superfield 5. We'll skip that one and we'll just do fields 1 and 2. And then I think we might have to just fertilise using our Kuhn axis on the super field. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to do it at this stage. Just don't have enough animals yet to produce enough slurry for us to do a full rotation, a full cycle. And there we go. He's back underway again. So, where were we? Yes, we're at the store. So, we need the ITR Truck. And we're going to colour match as best we can. So, that's the shade of green, I think. I think it's this green. Yes, we'll buy that one. There we go. Now we need the animal attachment. Is this colour changeable as well? It is. Fantastic. So Again, we'll go with the same colour. And hope that they match. Yeah, they kind of match. They're not too bad. Just trying to keep that Fendt colour scheme going a little bit. Great demand at Drummond sale area for soybeans for 12 hours. Look, I'm getting better. I'm actually paying attention to the duration of these now. So 12 hours. That's 10 p.m. in the evening. What's the prices? That's terrible. That's a terrible price. I really hope that goes up. We're much better off just probably ignoring that. Unless it starts going up, unless that price starts climbing, we're going to pretty much ignore that because that's shockingly low. We can get like several hundred per 1,000 litre more than that. And there we go, we have our animal trailer load up now. Voila. Let's see how well we can maneuver our way through this town with this truck. Yeah, pretty comfortably. Now, do I have to lower this down? Well, I suppose really I probably should, shouldn't I? Because we don't have huge, great big loading ramps, so... Alright, so we want some cows. So let's buy some cows. Get 6. And that's pretty much all the money we have for, is just for 6. So let's take a look in there. There they are, look. All crammed in there. Trying really hard not to get a close-up of a cow's backside there for you. Now let's take these back and unload them at our cattle farm. But we had, what, 90,000 available before we decided to buy this truck. So that means we've used a third of that. So we need to come up with another 60,000 to get the cows to the point where they were. Tell you what, this truck's got a bit of poke to it. It's certainly a lot faster up these hills than our tractor was. Sounds good as well. Alright, here we go then. Let's deliver these cows almost at our loading shed now. And we've run out of slurry again. I'm guessing we didn't finish the field if we ran out before we finished the job. I wonder how much of it's actually left. That's quite a steep angle, actually. Those cows must be sliding around all over the place in there. Oh dear. Right, let's unload. Confirm. There we go. We've got an extra 6 cows. Wouldn't let me pull that back up. Oh, maybe I was a little bit too far in, and it was getting overridden by the dialogue box. I'm going to need to think where I'm going to store this as well. Where am I going to store my brand new truck? Suppose somewhere over here would make sense. Well, I don't mean in this point here specifically, but on this somewhere on this farm would make sense. Oh wow, yeah, we fell way short of getting this field done, didn't we? That's very disconcerting. Alright, we'll get topped up again, and then we'll get this field finished off. This is the last of our slurry from our pigs, so once this is gone, all that's left at the pig farm is just the leftover manure. So I'm hoping that this is actually going to cover the rest of the field. I guess we'll find out in just a few minutes. So let's talk mods while we're waiting for this field to be finished off. Yesterday we had a new baler. We had this baler from Arm Team, the Krona Big Pack 120-80. I will get that name right. This is essentially just the same as all the other square balers, 4,000 litres, pushes the bales out in a continuous stream. It's a really nice looking model, and it does have a little bit of variation, whereas these balers, they have a top piece and you can't see what's going on. I mean, this is the one that we have, the Fendt big baler, obviously being a Fendt Farm, we went for a Fendt themed baler. This one here actually has a no covered piece over the top, so you can actually see the machinery inside sort of going up and down, the pistons going up and down as it sort of generates the bale. It's kind of interesting to watch it, but my biggest problem with this baler is the fact that it's so cheap. I mean, look at it, it's ridiculously cheap, 12,000 euros. I mean, the cheapest baler that we had was this, which is the 50,000 euro Massey Ferguson baler from the old generation mod pack, and that's pretty cheap to run as well, but it's an old piece of equipment. That was slightly cheaty, I think, in just how cheap it is to run per day, but you can understand it being a cheaper model because it's, in terms of cost, because it's an older baler. And then you have these slightly more modern balers, which are a bit more expensive, and then you go into the really modern balers. Are we out of silage already? That slurry, wow. We ran out really quickly. Alright, I'm going to let him buy the rest of this field just to get this field done, but that's really worrying. 2 1/3 trailer loads weren't enough to do one field. That's a real eye-opener. And of course he doesn't like that bit there because of those trees. So if we start him going the other way, hopefully he'll be alright. Oh, CSZ is on sale, and now we have another great demand for soybean as well. Wow. And I didn't actually look to see how long that was going on for. Damn it. But now, there we go. That's a much healthier price, and that one's going up. So we're about to make a very nice amount of money. So I'm going to finish this field off, And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save the game. And I'm going to check the footage and see how long this great demand is going to last for, because that's an awful lot of money that we could stand to make here selling those soybeans. That'll pay for our IT runner truck and then some. Okay, the worker doesn't want to do that last thin strip at the end, and I can kind of understand why he won't do it. So that's it for that. I checked the footage, and our great demand on soybean will last for 18 hours at that second sale point. So let's have a look at the price. I think that's still going up, or is it stopped now at 16.24? It looks like it might have stopped. But even so, it's, well, you can see it's considerably higher. Oh no, it is still going up. It is still going up. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. We've got, as I say, plenty of time. We have 18 hours before that starts to go down again. Well, in theory, 18 hours until the great demand ends is a better way to put it, because it could still fluctuate. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that price, and we'll see just how good a price we can actually get. But with only 2 trailer loads left, well, I'm hoping we've got enough to at least do field 2. So let's skedaddle over to the farm, fill her up, and then we'll attack field 2. Really struggling up this hill, even though we're only pulling a small amount of slurry effectively. But one thing I did notice as I drove up here, I completely forgot. We have bales on these fields to get rid of as well. I'd completely forgotten about all these bales up here. And I cleared off the rest of field 13 and then completely forgot that we had bales that needed to be cleaned off 2 and 3 as well. So we'll get those sold, and then hopefully that'll raise some extra cash as well. So we're going to need our 700. Let's get this thing kitted out with bale gear. So forks and a weight. We'll get the 900 with the trailer. Stick those on the fields and shovel up and sell all of those bales. You know, a thought has occurred to me. Given that we now have this IT runner truck, maybe we should actually use it a little bit more as an IT runner piece of equipment rather than just an animal transport and a couple of other bits and bobs. So I've bought a bale trailer to go with our truck. I haven't got rid of the Smith trailer yet, because I'm going to wait and see if those stability issues are a problem for our bales. But in theory, having this should make it a lot, although we won't have as much of a transport capacity, we'll be faster. We won't need to put hours on our trailer, sorry, on our tractor to do our baling. And on top of that, we'll be able to load a little bit easier, because this will be flat on the ground, as well, just a little lip on the ground, as opposed to a couple of feet up in the air. So we're going to do some hit a little bump there. It might be because I clipped something. Might have clipped a low branch with the bale forks. Maybe that was just the first sign of this thing being a little bit bouncy. We'll keep an eye on it, but oh, come on, traffic. There we go. Let's throw it around that corner. I'm deliberately being a little bit rough with the truck because I want to see how it performs. I've heard, as I say, I've heard stories of it, you know, completely flipping out and going crazy. And I want to see if those stories are true, which is another reason why I've decided to go with this bale trailer as well, because it gives me another way of testing and seeing what's causing those issues. I had planned to use this as kind of a portable slurry transport as well, so that I could get a slurry tank attachment on the back, bring it up and drop it off on fields as a refill point. But now we can use it for bales as well. But I've kept the Smith trailer just in case this doesn't like carrying loads of bales, which is entirely possible. So let's start loading bales up on this and see how we do. Alright, there's our first 2 stacks delivered. That's pretty successful. So let's find the straps. Where are the straps? There we go. Lock those 2 stacks in. Alright, let's work on the rest of these bales. I don't think we're going to get 2 more stacks in there. We'll try, but I think that's pretty much a 1 stack spot. So let's do just 1 stack. So I want to do half the fork like this. Hope that stays on there now. Can't release the fork yet to slide those top bales back just a touch, because the second I do that, they're going to wobble and they're going to lean and they're going to fall off at a weird angle. Instead, I'm going to have to get in really tight like this. And this is why I went on this side. And yeah, it's not gonna let me do an extra stack. There just isn't enough space. So we'll call it a quits there. So let's load this, tie that down. There we go. So we can get 5 stacks per trailer. That's not fantastic, but it's not too bad. Let's get it all loaded up. Okay, so we have our first complete load. Now, we have to be really careful as to how we try and drive this. I'm going to have to be a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to have to plan ahead a little bit more how I'm going to actually take a journey, given the increased height that we now have, and also the now considerably raised centre of gravity on this vehicle. With the weight of all these bales on, this thing is going to become naturally very unstable. Combine that with the issues that a lot of people have been reporting they've been having on their version of the mod. That might explain why this thing was taken down. I mean, I'm sure there are a couple of issues with it. Like I said, I personally haven't found them yet. It doesn't mean they don't exist. You can see how wobbly it is. I mean, I don't know if that's so much the truck's fault as the centre of gravity being so much higher with the weight of all these bales and how high they are up as well. It's not just the stack of 4 that is the height, but look how high they sit off the road as well. So it may well be, I want to try and really test it on this journey. So that means getting a little bit of speed up and watching how this thing reacts. You can see it's really wanting to just go over, but we're on an off-camber turn at speed, so yeah, that's why it's fighting. That's just the game physics. That's not an issue with the truck itself. I mean, look at the angle of the truck, and it's because of the angle of the road. It's nothing to do with the truck itself. I mean, like I said, there may well be issues with this thing. I haven't come across any myself personally just yet. But that's why we're sticking with the truck on this whole journey here, is to actually see if we can find any of those issues as we go through. So I'm being a little bit careful, but I'm also being a little bit rough. I'm bouncing it over these curbs. I'm getting some speed up. I'm trying different things because I want to see, giving a little bump into a fence. I want to see if I can kind of cause it to flip out a little bit. Everything seems to be okay, so I don't know, maybe it's just the way people have been driving it is one of the reasons they've been having so many issues. Because, you know, we took that pretty uneventfully. I mean, the centre of gravity thing is one thing. That's not necessarily a bug with the truck. That's just the game physics and real life physics as well. If you're going to have, you know, a lot of weight sitting very high up, then you're naturally going to become quite unstable and, you know, top heavy. If you want something to have really, really good balance to be planted to the ground, it needs to have a very low centre of gravity, so all the weight needs to be at the bottom. So this now, you can see, once I extract myself from the fence here, you'll see as we go here, how much more stable this is now, because all the weight is now at the bottom of the truck. There is no weight at the top. We've removed it all. We've sold all those bales. So squeeze through here. So I'm being rough with it. I'm also being a little bit clumsy as well. But you'll see we can take corners so much faster. Like this one here, I'm going to swing out wide. Couldn't actually see the corner. Didn't turn fast enough, but around here, look at the speed we're getting up to. We're up to 40 already. And look, and I can slalom the truck with no issues whatsoever. That's because the weight is all at the bottom. There's no weight at the top, which is going to cause us to be unstable and, you know, and top heavy. We don't have a centre of gravity issue when there's no load on it. That's real life. That's nothing to do with the game itself. That's just real life. So I don't know if the issues are as bad as people have been saying they are, or whether they're just exacerbated by how high this thing sits. I did notice the truck kind of just got pushed forward a little bit there. I mean, I've seen some really weird, interesting pictures that definitely make you think. So there's definitely something to the stories, and there wouldn't be that many of them if there wasn't something to them, but I'll continue to keep an eye on that. So, well, we're just about out of time for this week's episode, so I will continue to load the rest of these bales off camera, which is something I was supposed to have done last time and then completely forgot about these two fields. I'll continue to get all of these bales shifted, and then when we come back, we will start work on our fields. We'll start seeding them. We'll finish fertilizing them as well. We'll add some more money to add some more cows to our farm, and we'll deal with that great demand that we have for soybean as well. Let's just take a quick look at the price. We're up to 16.94. Is that price still going up? I really hope it is. Yes, it is. So the price is still going up as well. So we're going to make an absolute fortune off these soybeans. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that price and jumping on it at the right point as well. So, thanks for watching. Tomorrow we head back to Mustang Valley for Big Bud Farm, and it's our big super silage sale tomorrow. Last chance for you to guess as to how much money we're going to make from shoveling silage. If you want to see the setup that we have and how much silage we have to shovel, then check out the previous episode, Tuesday's episode of Big Bud Farm. That is now available on the channel. It has been for a couple of days. And tomorrow will be the big payoff. It'll be the chance to see just how much silage we make, or how much money we make selling all of that silage. I'm thinking we're going to make somewhere around about 400,000. I've had guesses of around 500,000. I'm curious as to what the rest of you think. Please do let me know in the comments section on either this video or the previous episode of Big Bud Farm. I really do want to see who gets closest to that, me or you guys. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will catch you back on the farm very soon.